Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 136. My name is Mistletoe, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. Take it away, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Mistletoe. Glad to have all you folks here and welcome to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. Yes, that's right. We're doing it earlier. We moved it back a couple of hours, taking advantage of the daylight savings times. Understand that different folks are at different times shifting in their time. And we want to provide the opportunity for the folks in Europe and some even in Asia, if they stay up to come and join us here on the podcast. So looking forward to more folks participating, being here with us, asking questions, having a great time, getting the DeFi education through the DeFi sessions with Mr. Z, as well as being here with us and all aboard. That's another great session. So maybe we can have some of those folks come and participate. We've had a couple of videos. We've had a couple articles that have been selected for the all aboard, but these folks are in bed. You know, they have kids, they put them to sleep, and they're early risers. So with that, we hope that you enjoy the new schedule. We are still sticking to our idea here of putting the podcast into a 1 hour consistent format. I mean, sometimes we stay here for 2, 3, 4 hours. I mean, we love crypto. We love learning about crypto, what's happening out in the real world, how that affects crypto, as well as what's happening here on the ARK. And speaking of the ARK, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but it is a beautiful, beautiful day. Another amazing day. We're seeing the growth. We're at 3,798, just 2 new investors away, 2 new accounts from reaching 3,800. And before you know it, folks, we should be at 4K pretty soon. Spark prize is at 287.03. Now, if you look here on the screen, you would understand that it is pretty much way below what we usually do because we're about 3-4 hours early, to be exact, 4 hours. So generally we're doing $2,000 and above, but we've gone to a shorter time frame today as we're doing it early. So tomorrow, around this same time, we should be back to our standard over 2,000 USD. So it should be around that 380, 360, even 401 was our all-time high 4 nights ago. So that'll be back to normal. It'll be reset. Nobody's losing anything except a couple hours that we're doing this early. So we should be just fine with that. And that value, the street value for the Spark price pulls at, let me see here, 1,647.59 cents. And so far, we've paid out 18,488.65 ARK, and that is not over, exactly $105,755.08 worth of ARK that has been deposited to the last 87 Spark Prize winners. And that's put them directly, instantly, immediately into the Nitro mode, earning so much more. It really does make a difference. And if you haven't won it yet, when you do, you will realize how absolutely amazing it is. Or you can ask one of these great investors here who have already won it. Mistletoe has won twice. Sheesh, he's a lucky man. You got to be really lucky to win twice. And there's even been 3-time winners. So with that, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Brett Nordin, get some updates from his side. And then after that, I'll take it back over. We're going to watch a video together. Something really interesting I found today I want to share with all of you. So I hope you're doing well today. And I hope you're liking the new schedule, Mr. Brett.
It's different for sure. Yeah, it'll be, I think, nice. It was always kind of falling on my dinner time. So this is sort of a perfect sort of a midday, can grab lunch, do our morning routine that we always, with our dev team, catching up with everybody in Europe, and then being able to jump on the call. It's almost perfect timing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this new schedule. And lots going on. You and I have been on all day with the dev team. We're really just getting ready for this Vault contract update. We just have everything firing, on all of the project fronts. Mr. Green, Alex going through with fine-tooth comb the upgrades and updates to the Vault contract and getting ready for that. And we'll be sending out I'll do a Medium article that kind of outlines the do's and don'ts and what we're going to be updating and everything. And so everything will be clearly communicated before we go ahead and do the redeployment of the contract, and we'll have everybody here in the Telegram, Discord communicating as we do that upgrade. So we're looking forward to that, and really just taking the chance to optimize things further. And as we mentioned, being able to set up the contracts so that we could easily migrate to chains away from BSE if necessary, or if we made a conscious decision to migrate chains as part of our development roadmap, we'll be prepared to do that as well. So looking forward to that. And also, Scripto King said he's going to come out with a new video. He's been working very, very hard on the PWA and wants to share some updates with us. So he said by the end of this week, we'll have a new update video to watch. I know Gordy's working on our merchandise designs and should have some of those to show us shortly, which will be exciting. We've been talking about that for a while. And Peter, our other designer, is working on the presentation for our onboarding and the DeFi bootcamp, along with the sales funnel presentation. So everything is sort of flowing together. It's going really well, and should be a pretty busy week. And the following weeks up into the PWA launch, I'm sure will be exciting as well. Anything else that you want me to touch on? I think you're muted, Atlas.
All right, sorry about that. That's perfect, Brett. Thank you for that update. Yeah, it's been a busy week. I mean, it's always busy, but some days are, especially when we have a lot of the core team on calls and going over stuff together. It's really fun, actually, to see the great minds work and do what they do best. So definitely not a dull minute or moment here as we grow up, and we're very excited with the updates that are coming, and it's going to give everything so much more functionality, and especially understanding as we're gearing towards our expansion with the mobile application. And there's products that Brett designed that are going to be very key for making, ARK simple. Giving these folks some packages where they'll be able to enter and not have to go through the white paper and become experts, and even help them on the, with the auto compounding without having to go and do their auto compounding the way that you guys do, at least not in the beginning. There's a couple of variables there, but this Vault upgrade really opens a whole new world, understanding that the simpler we can make it, the more successful ARK is going to be. That's, I think, very logical. And we say it's DeFi simplified, but we've been here with so many of the experts, and they're like, it's anything but simplified. It just takes a little time. And once you get it and you have a light bulb moment, it becomes simple. But until then, there is a learning curve for most people. So we want to get ahead of that. And we want, the most busy person or the most technically challenged person to be able to use the mobile application the way they would use, Twitter or Uber or any of these apps that are just very intuitive and easy to be able to accomplish what you're there for. So here it's to come and earn money, to hedge against the printers that are happening over there in America and affecting the rest of the world. And with that, let's look at what Robert Kiyosaki has to say. I know, Z, you're a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, right? I think a lot of folks here are. Maybe Florida Realtor. And you guys know who he is? The author and investor.
Oh,
yeah,
Rich Dad,
I like
Poor
the
Dad.
guy.
Yes, that's him.
Yep.
That's him.
Yeah, good guy. He's got all kind of broad information, real estate, all kinds of investments. So yeah, good guy.
Yeah, he's got some great commentary as of late with everything that's going on. And if you've been keeping up with him, he's got a YouTube channel for the past couple of years as well. And, he's been screaming at the top of, his lungs from everywhere he can of, what's happening. He's been talking about it for some time. And it's interesting to see as things are unfolding, his perspective. We're obviously looking at so many people that we respect and really know what's going on. So I thought we'd share that with the community today, and then we could talk a little bit about it, get some opinions, and then we'll go and do all aboard with Mistletoe here. And let me just go ahead and get that ready for you guys. Here we go.
The 3 times crash. All paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs crash. Real estate's going to crash. And this is going to crash, the US dollar. What's going to happen is when they keep raising interest rates, those treasuries they're becoming worthless. Let's say you have a treasury at 5% or a bond at 5%, and the interest rates go to 10%. It's going to collapse the system. So like Japan, which has had quantitative easing for years and years and years and years now, is filled with US treasuries. So is China. So is the Fed. And so it just started to happen, a few months ago, 2017 again. There was a reverse repo. And a reverse repo was what happened just before 2008 in America. And a reverse repo is very simply this. Is what happens is the Fed will give money to, let's say, a tier 1 bank, like, let's say, Bank of America. A reverse repo is this. So if a Fed gives money to Bank of America, that's called a repo. So they're backing up Bank of America. A reverse repo is Bank of America and all the tier 1 banks give it back to the Fed. They don't want the money. They don't want the bond. And it's not they don't want the bond. When they give the money, when the bank, let's say Bank of America, gives the money back to the Fed, that's saying we don't want to lend money anymore because it's an indictment. Andy Schectman says this. He says it's an indictment of the U.S. economy. We're going down. Now, if that goes down, to keep raising interest rates, all those bonds will crash because, who wants a 5% bond when you can get a 10% bond? And the rumor is, this is according to Andy Schectman, the long shot is this: Japan may join the BRICS, Brazil, India. And what will happen is then instead of a bailout, bailouts what happened with Lehman Brothers in 2008. And so the taxpayer gave money to Lehman Brothers. What will happen is this: there'll be a bail-in, which happened in Cyprus in 2008, is Bank of America, when they give all those treasuries back or the bonds back to the Fed, people will run on Bank of America, and Bank of America will say, so you and I go to the bank and say, we want our money back. We want our savings back. And Bank of America says, our door is shut because there's a run on the bank. But guess what? Instead of your cash or your savings, we'll give you back stock in Bank of America. That's a bail-in. Now, I hope it doesn't happen, but that's what I was writing about. So as you know, I'm a huge gold, silver nut. And I would rather have silver right now, which is the biggest bargain in world history today. It's real estate was my generation's investment because it was debt. For your generation, it's silver because today in America, it's cost me $30 to buy a silver eagle. $30. This stuff is trash. This is trash here. Cash is trash. So that's a bail in, bail out. That's what happens. You have a repo and a reverse repo. So the reverse repo is the banks are giving back the money to the Fed. We don't want it. I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, the Fed, this guy Powell just announced yesterday, he's going to raise interest rates again. So what that's going to do is Andy Schectman says this is called a 3 times crash. All paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs crash. Real estate's going to crash. And this is going to crash, the U.S. dollar. I'm a freaking gold and silver bug, as you know, and not ETFs. I am hard assets. This is my gold mine here. I just took it public this year, July 2022, on the New York Stock Exchange. You can go to my website and see me ringing the bell. It's the richest gold mine in America. It's in Utah, right in Provo, Utah. I'm not Mormon, but it's right in Utah. I own Bitcoin, but I took Bitcoin as a technical trade. It went up to 20,000 a while ago and then dropped. When it dropped, I bought it. But right now, I don't know. Just yesterday, a crypto bank crashed. I don't even know that. Silvergate crashed. So everything is coming down. I hate to be Chicken Little and bear of bad news, but that's why on my tweet I was begging people, especially your generation, you got to change your thinking. Get rid of that mantra: go to school, get a job, work hard. Buy stocks and bonds, save cash. 3 times. Andy Schectman, the smartest guy I know, a 3 times crash is coming. First of all paper assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Second, real estate. Third, and I've always said cash is trash. Our debt to GDP, in 2008 wasn't that bad. But then after when it crashed, then Bernanke started printing, they call it quantitative easing. It's printing money. And so that's why in 2013 I wrote the book, Rich Dad's Prophecy, to warn people that the crash was going to get bigger. In 2013 I wrote that book, and it's going to get bigger because the debt to GDP, David, as most people know, is 130 debt to GDP. It's the biggest in world history. Our debt is through the roof, and Powell is raising interest rates, which makes that debt more expensive. I mean, you don't have to go to school to know that one. What was the first act that Communist Joe Biden did? His first act was he cut off the Keystone XL pipeline from Canada to America. And I sell oil. I used to be an oil tanker officer for Standard Oil. I don't touch paper assets. I don't touch stocks, bonds. I wouldn't buy an Exxon stock. I wouldn't buy Standard Oil stock or Chevron, whatever they call it now. I buy the physical oil. And my oil wells are in Dakota, North Dakota, Louisiana, and Texas. And so I was selling oil. Biden comes to office. My friend Donald Trump, Trump and I have written 2 books together. He's a good friend of mine. And what happened is when Biden took office, his first act was to cut off the Keystone XL pipeline, again, running from Alberta to America. I was selling oil down that day for $30 a barrel on the spot exchange, as you know. That day went to $130 a barrel. When it happened, I knew what Biden was up to, or the communists are up to. By the way, this is one of the first books I read at school. It's called The Communist Manifesto. I read this in 1965, went to the Academy in New York. Anyway, as soon as Biden cut off the Keystone, oil went from 30 to 130 a barrel. Immediately, I knew what he was doing. They're crushing the poor and middle class. So this is the irony of it, David. Guys like me get richer. So, you sell oil from $30, also getting 130. I almost voted for Biden after that one. I said, thank you, Joe. But then I realized what he's doing. He's going to crush the poor and middle class. And that sets us up for revolution, David. 71, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. 74, Kissinger put the dollar back by oil. So all of these guys hold dollars because oil-backed dollar was valuable. So now it's no longer gold, no longer is oil. what is a dollar? This is trash. And you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it says cash is trash, savers are losers. I could see all this coming. So what's happened this year, David? This year, as we talk, those dollars are trash. And people are saying, oh, go to school, save money. You got to be nuts. You got to be really ignorant not to do. I just say buy a silver eagle, U.S. eagle, or Canadians. Canadians have great silver coins. Buy silver because it's only about $30 an ounce right now. I'm still a real estate guy, but I'm not. I've never been a flipper. You know, guys were buying a house for $10,000 and selling it for $20,000. I don't do that stuff. I buy income producing real estate. Like if you owned farmland and it's producing, let's say, alfalfa, that's an asset. I own cattle. I own Wagyu cattle because what I sell is the Wagyu bull's semen. That balloon happened in, as most people know, in 2008, when Bernanke, who was awarded the Nobel Prize, can you imagine that, printed trillions of dollars to blow the economy into a bubble. And it was the everything bubble. You know, stocks and bonds went up, real estate went up, and he kept dropping interest rates, so the dollar became more valuable. But what happened this year, David, is that balloon's coming down. It's called what Andy Shepman calls the 3 times crash. Stocks, bonds, and mutual funds crash, real estate crashes, and cash is trash. It's going to start flowing, the U.S. dollar, is going to start flowing back to the U.S. because treasuries are going down. If you bought a house for $100,000 and then it went up to $200,000 and you took a home equity loan to pay off your credit card debt, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? But that's what people are doing. They're refinancing their home equity loans. They're taking short-term debt, which is cash credit cards, and turning it into long-term debt called a home equity loan. That's really financial ignorance. And that's why, you know, Dave, all the years you've interviewed me, I've always said, why don't they teach money at school? As interest rates kept going down, we kept borrowing out the equity, which was, so now we could be in trouble also. But the good thing is our income far exceeds our liabilities, so we can still afford to refinance, get new loans. But if, as Andy Schectman says, that the repo markets went to reverse repo, in other words, they won't give out loans anymore. There'll be runs on the bank. There'll be bail-ins, not bail-outs, and the whole economy crashes. If and only if they don't, if the bonds that all the banks are holding go upside down. And so that's what happens when Powell raised interest rates. Those bonds are holding got toasted. That's my concern, David. It's just basic finance. You know, if you have a bond at 5%, but suddenly bonds are now 10%, your 5% bonds are not worth anything. Real estate is nothing to do with housing. It has to do with jobs. So the one thing good about Arizona, the reason I got out of California and Oregon, I moved to Arizona because.
All right, I'll stop it there. But you folks get the gist of it. Very interesting commentary from him. And he's been talking about this for quite some time. Do we have any questions or comments about that?
I agree with him with a lot of that. I'm seeing that locally in my community and with some of my colleagues in and around different states in real estate. You know, the market certainly has slowed down. You know, interest due, my majority due to the interest rates increase, sure, and also the uncertainty of kind of thing heading in a direction. But where I've seen the biggest hit in the title companies, I know of at least 5% of the title companies in and around this part of North Florida has down just because of one lack of and two being
Is it just me,
of their
or
business
is
comes
Farmer in the
from
Matrix?
He's in the Matrix.
Mistletoe?
say,
Okay. Florida Realtor?
can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try again. Sounds better.
So you hear me clear now? Sounds better. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just saying I agree with. Better now?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. I agree. Kind of what I'm doing 100% would say.
Florida Realtor. It's good. No, it's not good. We're getting like every other word. I don't know if you can
Finally got something good to say, and I'm getting in the Matrix.
yeah, if you want to log back in.
Or if you're on Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah, let me log back. Yeah, let me log
I'll
back.
just, if you want, I'll comment. Yeah, and then maybe Florida Realtor.
Yes, sir.
Sign back in.
Yes, sir. We'd love to hear from you.
It was interesting because he keeps mentioning Andy Schectman. It's one of the people that I follow and think has a pretty good grasp of how the mechanisms right now are working from a macroeconomic standpoint. And, you know, the whole idea of de-dollarization and what he sees happening. You know, I wouldn't count the U.S. out. There's always a possibility that, you know, we uncap our natural gas resources and oil fields and start fracking again and all those things. But we know that there's going to be some lag to those actions taking place, and probably not under this administration. So, you know, there's a possibility that although these dollars start coming back, that we kind of reform our own petrodollar internally, and we kind of internalize, and we sort of become a North American, you know, economy between Canada, Mexico, United States. But I think you know, in the short term, and I could say the short term is probably through the end of 2025, 26, 27, there's going to be turmoil, you know, in the markets. And I think he's got the right idea. Physical assets that we've been talking about, on-chain gold, gold-backed stable coins, silver potentially. Those are all, I think, conservative moves. Staying tied to any kind of fiat right now is a gamble, in my opinion, just because of the volatility. We see the sort of dominoes falling across, you know, the world. Different currencies at different times are getting hit hard. He mentioned Japan, you know, possibly going over to BRICS. There's a lot of countries that are going to have to make a choice. They're going to have to make a decision, and a lot of it's going to be due to survival and how they're positioning themselves in the world economy for trade, to be able to get the necessary goods that they need. And if the U.S. isn't supplying those, then they're going to go look at other partners, and those other partners are going to force that trade to happen in something other than the dollar. So, you know, with those slowly happening day after day after day, and those new agreements taking place, we're going to see the de-dollarization continue to accelerate. And, you know, that could be a cause for concern with stable coins. And maybe that's not, you know, that all stable coins are going to go away, or that there's not another way to back those stable coins. But if we were going to make a conservative guess, I would say that a much safer stable coin at the end of the day is going to be a gold or silver backed one. Just with all the macroeconomic uncertainty, we know that gold's always been a safe haven during those times. And we're, you know, the chance of everything collapsing at once, or like a great, you know, flip the switch reset, is probably fairly low. And I would say or argue that we're already in the reset now. It's just happening, you know, with individual countries, individual banks, individual equity markets. It's going to cause potentially a you know, really big super cycle in commodities, especially if at the end of the day we end up pivoting here in the U.S. and reversing the quantitative tightening to quantitative easing again. Then we'll see inflation run back up. We'll see, you know, sort of a super cycle happen again. And a lot of people are predicting that's going to happen in 2024, along with Bitcoin halving. We could see, you know, a very big increase in activity around cryptocurrencies. And along with that, gold and silver, I think, will benefit as well. So, yeah, that's kind of my perspective. And it was interesting that he mentioned Andy Schectman sort of relying on a lot of his data and viewpoints to sculpt and give him some ideas of where things are heading. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with what he's saying and the decisions that he's making in his portfolio and kind of how we're thinking about things here at Arkfi as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brett. All right, Florida Realtor, let's give it another shot. I want to hear about the title companies for the real estate. What's happening there?
So can you hear me better now?
Let's see.
Can y'all hear me better
Keep
now?
talking. Yes, sir. I think so.
Good. Well, we'll see how long that'll last for sure.
Repeat.
All right, let's do this. Try this. All right. What about now?
Okay. Much better. I think so.
All right. We'll try it.
Let's see.
So I was just saying that I know of at least 30 or 40% of the title companies in and around North Florida area that's closed down because of the lack of business. As far as a lot of their business comes from purchase transactions, but a lot of it comes from mortgage companies, comes from refinancing, and no one's wanting to refinance right now because the rates are double where they usually bought their house from 2 and 3 years ago. So I mean, I'm seeing it in the market a whole lot. It's unfortunate for some people who don't have other means of income coming in, but it's feeling it. Definitely feeling it in the real estate business for sure in the area. No doubt about it. No doubt.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
A lot of the experts are saying that we're going to see around a 50% crash in real estate prices, but due to inflation. But wouldn't inflation make the price of the real estate higher than what you owe in the mortgage and including the interest rates? So how does that all balance out?
So, I mean, it's a difficult formula because there's a lot of moving parts, with that. So I think what's really good now than different than in 2008 was the interest rate. Some rates that people have been sensitive to.
Oh, you're going back.
Been, below.
You're back in the matrix.
What about now?
Let me see.
What about now?
No, still in there, man.
I can nothing. Shit, man. I'm in a situation where I can't get any better reception. I don't think, unfortunately.
You sound better now. Let's give it another shot there, wherever you are. Let's see.
Yeah. So we'll try it here, though. So yeah. So the situation now, different from back in 2008 with the big fall, is the rates were a lot higher back then. So people really didn't have anything to follow on. The mortgage payments were a lot less. And I don't even.
We lost him.
I can hear the birds, but I can't hear him. We can hear Peter repeat over there. But yeah, we'll see if we can catch him at another time, because that part is fascinating. Because if say you owe $100,000, and through the inflation, your assets increasing in price, and you have less to pay back to the bank, right? So yeah, let's see if later we can get him on. So let's see. Does anybody else have a question or comment?
I just that was a good video. I actually sent that to my dad because he's a big fan of Robert.
Nice. Yeah, I checked it out today. I always like checking in with him. We're getting Crypto Putter. Yes, sir. Live and direct.
Okay. You hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay. I wanted to kind of touch a little bit on what Shannon was talking about, because he's in the real estate part of it and I'm in the construction part of it. And so what we're seeing for us, because I'd say probably 95% of our houses are $1 million plus, but everybody that's coming to us who are wanting to do a custom home, a lot of them are saying, well, we're going to wait. We think the interest rates are going to come down. They're going to come down. Like what Shannon was just saying, especially for us that were hit by Michael, and then maybe a few years before that, the interest rates then are what they are now. So there's not going to be a going back to unless something, there's going to be some sort of a large event. And I don't think it would be overly healthy for us. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's the one thing that we're seeing is that, basically the interest rates are right back to where they were prior to this. And so it shouldn't be at a huge shock at this point. Now, if they continue to go up, like you said, he's going to raise rates again. Well, then that could be one thing. Me, myself, when I bought my house, I got locked in at 2.25, but I got lucky. There's people out there right now that are paying 4, 5, and 6%, which was
you got fixed rate.
Yes, mine is fixed.
Fantastic.
And
Perfect.
but now I'm scared because if I decide to go and build a new house, I got to go with the new interest rate, and that's going to mean everything's going to be more expensive. So it's
including the materials.
Yeah,
all the materials
absolutely.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah. The labor.
Yes, everything.
Everything costs more.
Yep.
So, in other words, you're definitely seeing a slowdown. People are hesitant at this moment. They're not sure that the rates are going to continue to go up, so they just rather sit on the sidelines and wait.
Well, most people are, we always connect FOMO with missing out on something, and this is a different type of fear. It's like fear of pulling the trigger too soon, so to speak. If I'm going to go up there and build you a house, and right now with all the changes and everything that you're making to it, it's running you $4 million, and you think that well, if I can just get the interest rates to come back down to say 3.5, then this isn't going to be an issue. All right. By the time, and just for devil's advocate here, let's say that it does happen that the interest rates come back down to 3.5, but it took a year for that to happen. How much more cost has increased because of inflation on that $4 billion house? So, it's going to be a give and take. Do you go ahead and pull the trigger and get the house at the price that you're comfortable with? Or do you wait because you're trying to wait and see if the interest rates are going to come back down? So it's for us as builders, it's a no-win. We can't win either way.
Now, are the banks offering fixed rate during these times right now?
Most of the loans that we have to deal with are construction to perm, because all we do is build new houses.
Right.
But I'm sure Shannon may be able to even answer that if he's had to deal with those. That if you're going to go to a construction to perm, I would imagine that perm could be a fixed rate. You should. I wouldn't do anything with variable. No way.
But folks are afraid to lock themselves in, at the top, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to lock in the top?
And
scary.
That's what I think that is scaring a lot of people. That I don't know what what the top interest rate right now is going for a mortgage. That's just not something I have to deal with every day. But even if it's 6%, and I hate to say it this way because it may not make sense, but if I'm locking it in at 6% and I'm getting it, I know it can't go any higher. But if the interest rate drops, I know I can always do a refi and get a lower interest rate. That's one way that I look at it.
Do you recall how high they went back in 2007, 2008?
No, I don't. No, I wasn't in this type of industry. I was doing something totally different with my life. I have no idea. Shannon would probably know.
All right, we're gonna grill him when we get him on some good Wi-Fi, because really interesting to understand that and see what's different and what's similar. Go ahead, Mr. Tiedrick.
Yeah, I bought a house in 2000 and my mortgage interest was 8%. And at that time, that wasn't too bad, actually, so that was in the pack. My last refi was at 3%, and I'm feeling lucky for that now.
Good move. Okay, that adds some perspective to that. Absolutely. Is there anybody else? Maybe you have a question about ARK. Maybe you're a new investor. You're like, what are these guys talking about all this stuff? We talk about everything. It's not just about ARK, which is so important. I mean, most of the people here are already ROI, calm, cool, and collected, earning. But we're making some big decisions here. We're pivoting. We're understanding that we don't want to be caught like a deer in the headlights when it comes to stables and the fiat situation and inflation. So we're looking to pair ARK to tokenized gold, sitting in vaults, the physical stuff, not the paper stuff. You don't want that trash. We want the physical, and investors will be able to either collect their gold, stack their gold, or sell it for crypto, whichever stable coin is working well and received into exchanges that are allowing Americans to cash out or invest. So if you have any questions, please feel free to mute your mic. If not, let's give it like 20 seconds. Mr. Mistletoe, let's go and do some all aboard. Let's find out what's happening with the content here, what people are excited and writing about.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Let's get this crypto. Oh, God damn.
Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.
Atlas, if you can give me just a moment, I'm pulling that information up right now to tell you what it was in 2007.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Just a second here.
Take your time. I got a question for Mistletoe. Mistletoe, we won't be doing the spin the wheel because the contest is still going from yesterday, right?
I changed it from, yes, it is over now, so I did change that.
Oh, man, you're 10 steps ahead. Let's go.
Of course.
Take my screen off. There we go. Let's wait for Mr. Crypto Putter to come and join us.
What I'm seeing, that even in 2007, the highest that I see, which was in June of actually 2006, was 5.25. January 2001, it was 6%. 2000, it was 6.5%.
T-Drip, you got a bad deal, bro.
What's that?
8. I said T-Drip got a bad deal.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, now this is according to Forbes Advisor.
National average.
Yeah. Yeah, that was according to Forbes Advisor that wrote that article back, and it was given a synopsis as federal funds rate history from 1990 to 2023, and it gives all the different interest rates by month and by rate hikes and stuff like that.
Sure. Thank you. Well, we didn't have ARK back then. Because, man, you get 2% a day.
Well, I'll tell you, July 13th of 1990, it was 8%.
Yeah, and if you go back even further, you'll find much, much higher.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
No more free money, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you. No more free money. All right. It's all yours, Mr. Mistletoe.
All right.
Oh, man, that's really cool. He's got his Telegram. He's got his Twitter right there. He's got the hat on. I don't know what the hat says. It should say ARK. By the way, quick update. The the online merch store is coming along really well. So looking forward to sharing that with all you folks, and some really cool products that I think you could use in your everyday life and enjoy. One of them, I'll drop a little alpha, is a phone cover with your QR code on it. So conveniently, like, oh yeah, you could just, turn it back to your phone. Here's my QR. You don't even have to do it from the mobile application. So yeah, we'll be getting that soon. All right, brother.
Oh God,
let's check this out.
That's crazy. That's cool. Yeah, so this is all the board sessions. If there's anyone that is new in here, this is a good video to pay attention to, because our fellow investor YouTuber Drip Nomad here, he is a new content creator to join the ARK, but he is going to be walking through a complete setup guide to get joined into the ARK. So this will be a good video to share to people that aren't in the platform yet, just to get started. And if there's anyone listening that is thinking maybe they're on the fence about starting a YouTube channel, take some notes here, because like it's super easy. Like, all you gotta do is really just make a video just kind of showing the DApp, or how to get in, how to put your BUSD into the vault, and you can share that with your friends. You don't have to be a huge YouTuber to get started, but if you make those content, share it to me, either me or Brad, and maybe you can get featured on all the board sessions.
Hey, Mistletoe, how does he get such a close shave? I haven't had a shave like that since I was like 14.
I don't know. You must use the straight razor there.
It's a filter or something.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But yeah, let's get over to the video and yeah, enjoy.
We can't hear it, Mistletoe.
Oh, 1 second.
Nope.
What do I need to do here? 1 second.
Are you on a headset?
I am on a headset.
Okay, you probably have to go to your settings and Telegram, sound, and choose your input. Let me see here. So I'm on a chat right now. Now I have a special system for sending the audio in. But input, you can use, you probably have to use your speakers.
1 second. Let me change this.
Yes, sir. Yeah, take your time. And thanks everyone for your patience. We got Kira Senpai all the way from Russia. Shout out. One of the great people that when we start the podcast here, it's 2 a.m. for him. So now it's earlier. He can come join us. So I think we're gonna get a lot of people that you haven't seen because of just the time. It's gonna be great.
Welcome.
Let's see if we can hear it now.
Channel.
Yes, sir. We can hear it.
Joining us again. Today we've got a special treat for you. We're going to get into Arkfi. We're going to do a step-by-step guide of how you can get into the protocol and start earning 2% passive income per day. And at this point, I'm going to assume that you've done your research, you've worked out it's for you, because in this video, I will not be giving any financial advice. No, because I can't give you that. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Make sure you only invest in what you are fully 100% happy with your money especially, and don't get wrecked. So in this video we're going to get that covered straight after this.
So don't be tripping, just be glad dripping, and no matter what, no mad dripping.
Today's video is Arkfi, a full setup guide how you can get in and start earning 2% per day. Arkfi Finance. Let's get this crypto. And now you are on this site here. So this will be the one in the description. So this one is ending in 2989. You know you're on the right one. So that will be in the description if you'd like to join the team. This is the airdrop team. You can use this one here in the description of this very video in this tutorial, and then you'll be on the home screen. You want to go to the swap page so you can see the current price is $5.72. So quickly there we'll figure out how much you need. So to calculate how much you need, so it's 10 token, you need 10 tokens minimum. So 10 times $5.72 is $57.20, and you want to add 10% because there's a 10% tax. That'll be $62.92. So you want to go a little bit more than that. So as you can see, I'm on so $62.92. I've transferred 70 in there just to be safe, so you may want to do the same. And then once you go, this swap page is the first step. So this is actually on the Binance Smart Chain as well. So you can go in to either MetaMask or Rabby. I use Rabby. I've converted to Rabby. I find it just a lot easier to use easier interface, and it's just sleek and seems to have less issues than MetaMask. I've got another video if you want to check that one out as well, so it'll be up the top there. So once you are connected onto the Binance Smart Chain, you've got a wallet, you've got BUSD in that wallet, so you need enough BUSD, so around $70. You can have more, of course, but I'm not going to give you any financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I can't stress it enough. Do your own research before you jump into any project. Make sure it's right for you, and you only use risk capital. So with that said, you're on your wallet, you've connected, you've got your BUSD in there, and you're on the swap page of that link that's in the description. So you've got your amount there. You want to go to buy, and then I'm just going to click on max. You can play around with it until you've got 10 or more. Make sure you've got 10 or more. It'll go on the red. So if I put in $60, it's going to tell me to activate your Vault account. The minimum purchase is 10 Arkfi. So we're just going to go back to max. Now here is the second step. You just have to approve BUSD. Make sure if you've got a ledger, it's unlocked. Click on approve, and then you'll get over here 7 cents just to approve it, and most contracts do this to approve it. Proceed, and then you confirm that. Wait for that one to go through. It says they'll get 10.69 ARK. You just check on that. Yep, it's gone through. Wait for this to update, and this should change to buy. Now, if that doesn't change to buy and it's still on approve, just click on F5. That'll refresh the page. F5 is my favorite. F5 it just fixes everything. So F5 is refresh. It's the short key for it, shortcut key. So that now has the buy. So now select your amount again. So max is what I'm going to put in, as long as it's 10 or more. Click on buy. Now that'll do another approval. Now you're approving to buy the Arkfi tokens. You're swapping BUSD for Arkfi tokens. So it's $2.77. I don't want to pay that, so I'm going to change that to 4. Brings it down $2. $3.63. I'm going to go with that one. No, let's go 4, because I don't want to be waiting for ages. It might get stuck. It's a bit like that. So that's what I like about Rabby as well. You can change. So let's go ahead. Approve that again. Alrighty, so next step, go to your Vault. Once that transaction's gone through, go to your Vault tab. And straight away you've got this timer. If it's counting down from 24, you successfully have put your ARK into the Vault, and that is perfectly, that's exactly what you want to do. And then you got your 2% you'll be earning per day, your daily rewards. and then your net deposit value, NDV. So that means you've deposited fresh capital, which will keep that in the green. And of course, compounding each day will keep that in the green. And if it goes down, you can either start a team, get some referral rewards, hopefully you win the Spark Lotto, which was on the front page there. So they do daily Spark rewards, but you need to have Bond or you need to have a legacy NFT to qualify. That's $250 a Bond or a legacy NFT to be able to be in the running for these daily prizes. So I think yesterday was 401 ARK and then 382 recent one. So yeah. Go back to your vault. So now you're in. Congratulations, you're now earning 2% a day. So now what do you want? Now what do you do? So this timer, so your deposit will go down into deposit here, and then you'll accumulate your rewards here over that 24 hours. So you can come back in after the 24 hours. If it's a little bit before, a little bit after, that's fine. Just try and keep a daily routine. If you need to lose half a day to do it at a perfect time, like I do mine at night time, you can do that. So you can just go, look, it's down to 12 hours left, but you really want to do it that time, you can get in here and allocate. But before you do that, you want to change your allocation. So it'll be when you first come in, it'll be 50-50. So you can do your research, find out what works for you. But I changed mine to 60 for compound, so 60%, and then 40%. You can have 40% withdrawal, or you can have 40% recompound. So that's what I'm doing. You can do what you want to do. So you've got 1.50, that's 60-40, and then you've got 1.33, and then the 1. So as I said before, you can come in here. I'm happy to help. If this is too confusing, DM me or leave a comment. DM me on Telegram or leave me a comment. I can definitely help. So I put mine on auto redeposit and then remember settings. So what happens then is the 60% will be compounded and then redeposit the 40%. And you can change this. So you can change this in the settings. You can actually change the 40, just take it off the auto deposit, get out of there, and that'll withdraw, and each time that'll be paid out to you. And then it'll come down the bottom, it'll have how much you have, it'll have your wallet balance each day. That 40% will accumulate here. And then you can do whatever you want with that, up to the maximum of 200 ARK per day, which is crazy because it's $5.72 per ARK. Times that by 200, you do the math. So, yep, come in here, make sure you're happy with what you want to put it on. And then once that 24-hour timer is up, you come down, make sure your settings are good to go. And then you allocate. Let's give it a test so you know what happens. And then that'll bring up the transaction to approve it. And then proceed. Approve it in Ledger. Do it again. Rinse and repeat the next day every 24 hours. And that is how you get into Arkfi. So it doesn't get any easier than that. Come on over to the airdrop team and definitely leave me a comment if you need any further assistance. I'm happy to help anytime, and I can even help if you want to join another team. I don't mind. I'm here to help, here to support the community and the Arkfi community, and that's what it's all about. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully you got some value and you on your journey to earn that 2% per day. And I'll definitely see all of you in the next video. Thanks very much. See you later.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nomad. Does anyone have any questions about the video?
And that was exciting. Another drip YouTuber joining us here on board the ARK. And they are coming in. They're having their light bulb moment, understanding what is so special here. Why the smart money all comes to the ARK. So fantastic. I've actually never seen his channel before. I don't know if anybody here knows him or has seen him before. But yeah, shout out. What's his name again, Mistletoe?
Nomad. I'm just wondering when he's going to change his name to the ARK Nomad.
Yes, exactly. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. I mean, we had Brandon, the drip guide, right? You know, I love ARK, you know, going everywhere and, you know, really becoming a great part of this community and educating so many others about ARK and what's so special here. So great to see another one. I know there's a couple of others. We've got the TikToker too that's going to give it a shot and see if he can bring in some masses from TikTok. Speaking of Brandon, the partner over there at Fitly with the good Anthony Fauci. How are you doing this afternoon at our new time, Mr. Brandon? No excuses. Yeah. I mean, we got perfect. We moved it just so you could be here and have your own segment. I mean, you could talk about whatever you want. We just want to have you here, brother.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, it caught me a little bit off guard. I knew you were going to change the time. I didn't know you were going to be going quite so early, but yeah, I love it. It'll be fantastic for my personal schedule. So yeah, starting at right after surfing lessons and your strawberry daiquiri and your little siesta. And then you come on over here, you roll on through. the best thing from the perspective of Mrs. Drip Guide is that the podcast will be finished at 4:30 p.m. East, which is 3:30 p.m. here. So that's a bonus right there. But yeah,
jeez, that's cool. You're not going to miss the hot tub.
Yeah. Yeah, now we can finish with the podcast, and she and I can have our evening together, and we can get to bed early like she likes to do. She has to be at the hospital at like 5 a.m. sometimes, even earlier sometimes. It's crazy. Yeah, just I've had a really busy day. We had a great meeting with somebody from Hedera just before this. So Anthony and I had a quick meeting with one of the guys, really high up guy, CEO of a company, and has done a ton of work with Hedera. Used to be the CEO or CTO of Safe Health Systems. Just a really cool guy and very knowledgeable guy to talk with. So we're excited, man. Things are moving fast.
Did you guys rap for him by any chance? Because if you guys rap, it's done. It's done. It's over. Sign the contract. Get us in.
Yep. Yeah, that's our calling card now. No, not really. So yeah,
you guys did a dynamic duo. If you guys had a rap group, you should call yourselves the dynamic duo. The good Anthony Fauci and Brandon.
It's funny that you mentioned that. We didn't mention that in the call. This dude probably knows Anthony Fauci. He used to be the head of software development at CDC. So maybe we want to be careful with the Anthony Fauci references. But yeah, it was a good meeting. Never
Absolutely.
ending.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful. He's probably a big stockholder over there in Pfizer, for all you know. As well. Don't fund my bags, Brandon. Don't fund my bags, please.
Yeah, right. How's the new timing working out? I don't think the big event has happened yet.
No, not yet. But look, we've got Kira Senpai here. He is from Russia, live and direct. He showed up very few times because it's 2 a.m. when we get the podcast machine here started. So, it's already showing fruit. And he's someone that's always here supporting us, a very early investor in ARK, calm, cool, and collected. And, we share a lot of DMs. So it's great to see him here. And we're going to let the Europeans know that, as they're having their hot toddy, next to the fireplace, they can come here in the evening and spend some time here on the fireside chat of the podcast.
I was just looking up what the time is for our friends in Australia. So it looks like it's around 7 or 8 in the morning right now. So that's not too bad. It's an early morning for them, but not crazy early. So I like it.
Yeah, they'll be here. I mean, was it Justin McDonald? He goes to work at 4:45 a.m. and he likes to listen in. So he's here. Oh, he's right here. Hey, Justin, I hope you're having a good day. Good morning over there.
Thank you, sir. It's 5:45 I start.
5:45. Okay. You're getting up at 4:45 just to get ready. Get the hair just right. Exercise, pep in your step, and ready. Go do the hard work, the important work. It's election time, right? Voting is happening. We're having some audio issues with Mr. Justin.
This is the time that I do my daily allocations too, so it lines up perfect. I'll remember to tune in to the podcast, and it'll be good timing before the live streams and after I should be done with trading for the day. Not every day, but yeah, I like it. And our friends in Europe will be a lot happier, I suppose, as well.
Absolutely. It's I think a step in the right direction here. Good shift. And, opening up. And as we go to YouTube and we start to really onboard the average Joes and Janes of the real world, we're going to be at a time where they're going to have the access to see us live and be here with us and ask all the right questions so they too could have their light bulb moment here at ARK. So, I think it's time now. Or wait, no, before we move on, we have to give away some ARK. Yeah, Mistletoe. Yes, sir. Let's give away some free ARK. Why not? Love to do that.
All right, I am ready when you are.
Yes, sir. The count of 3, 2, 1. Let's spin it. Who is it gonna be?
No way.
Let's go.
Congratulations, Vanilla Gorilla. Again, Robert Lee. I got his email memorized and his wallet. The man is a winning machine.
Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
How many people participated for today?
It was a bit of a slower one just because we have the early time, but I think it was about 39. Still good.
Okay. Well, I think these guys are tapped into a really easy process of winning free ARK. So that's a prize. People are sleeping on it. They're missing out, but the engagement is happening and it's a fair win. And thank you to everyone that's participating. $50 worth of ARK today, $50 worth of ARK next week or tomorrow. If you're like Robert Lee, you get to win a lot here. I think you might make more than you do in your salary here, Mistletoe. Maybe you want to go back to having a team member because you can win the contest.
Hey, he's here every day. He's entering every single day. I see his name, so he definitely deserves it.
Oh, speaking of here every day, Bizey Dips, good morning. All the way from Australia. Always warm, always sunny Australia. Glad to see you here, sir. I could expect him to talk. Maybe the kids are getting up, and we don't know. I think it's like 7 a.m. his time, but
Good
it's
morning,
early.
sir. Good morning.
Oh, there you are. Let's see if you sound different in the morning, because we always see you during a couple hours later.
No, look, caffeine is the magic. That's what we do in the morning.
Fantastic. And actually probably sound a little more energetic 4 hours earlier.
Yeah, it's a little early. I'm up a little bit later this morning. A little bit of a large night, let's just say.
Okay. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was. And I'm just looking at the empty bottles of red wine. That's yeah, it was a big night.
Well, good morning, brother. Glad to have you here. We're recording. If I know you're taking notes and preparing everything for the weekend when you guys are doing your review of the week here at ARK. So we've got that set up for you. We did a nice video, some commentary from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki as to his opinion of what's happening and what could happen either way. So pretty interesting. You might enjoy that in the recording as well. And we're here early. We're going to do our Spark Prize giveaway. Again, let me actually pull up my screen so you can see. The Spark Reward is not our usual since we're 4 hours early. So tomorrow it'll catch up. And there we are. We can see that. Yeah. We're at 304. Street value on that is $1,741.74. So we're not at the 2,000, but it's just for today. And we're already hearing great feedback from folks that they're liking the new time, the new schedule. So let's go ahead and get it started. I got the second cold storage here. But as we do, let's go ahead and let's get us a little time here and get into groove for the Spark.
Sparky.
Sparky.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
All right. I heard a bunch of people calling for Sparky. Folks are ready. Speak it into existence. I know Coach Roberto, he's been waiting. Catalyst has been waiting. And we've got a lot of folks here that have been waiting and well deserving of winning. But it's not up to us. It is up to the smart contracts to do their magic. And let's see. And today's winner of Spark Prize, their wallet ends in D8F1. And they're the lucky winner of 304.88 ARK. Congratulations. Sheesh. Is that a first-time winner? And if I remember that wallet.
Yes, sir. First time winner.
First-time winner. Oh, boy, we love the first-time winners. We love the second and third time, but, hey, when it's your first time, sheesh. All right. Instant nitro mode. Beautiful thing. Do you have any questions or comments so far? Well, Mr. Z, our very own DeFi expert here at ARK, have you brought the alpha with you today, sir?
Always. All
right.
Hope everyone's having a good time on this new European schedule, early afternoons for the Americans. And
yes, sir.
A good time. I think we'll get better sleep for sure, and we'll be healthy as can be. It's good to have the whole crowd here. Let me share my screen. Let's deep dive into a few different things. So today is the 16th of March. So on every 16th of the month, you have a report in America called the unemployment claim. So the unemployment claims show how many people are claiming, you can say benefits for being unemployed, and so today's schedule was pretty cool because it showed that we had the least unemployment claims in the last 3 years. So we were predicted a forecast of 205, and the claims were 192. And with that confidence, we've seen a bullish market. We've seen us touch 20. Sometimes I feel like somebody knows the claims beforehand because we did touch 26K, but everyone thought that we would fall back to 20, 22, 23 region for Bitcoin. But we held the floor at 25K, so it's looking bullish. I think Bitcoin's holding 25K Right now it's 24,963. BNB is holding a 328 floor, and Ethereum's at 1678. So it's been a rough week. We've had 3 banks that need bailing out. We've had Credit Suisse. We've had a bunch of things with inflation and interest rates hiking up soon. But it's good to see that the job market is clear, and unemployment is down to 1.8%, and today's unemployment claims are down 192K. So the market's holding really, really, really bullish.
Can we see real quick the BNB chart again, sir?
Yeah, of course.
And at a higher time frame, maybe like a daily, or a 4-hour. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's on a tear.
Yeah.
There was some news came out today about fiat on and off boarding with Binance. I don't know if you heard about that, but pretty bullish, with Google Pay. So integrating, Binance into that. So maybe that's had some of that push, but hey, that's pretty respectable. Man, shout out to Binance. Sheesh. Yeah. On a tear. Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Binance has been good.
The US 30 real quick too. The US 30?
Yeah, we can see the Dow.
Yeah.
And the Dow is at a short. I mean, we've pushed from the 31K region, so we're up.
What a day!
What a day! It's been bullish. Good day.
Bad news never looks so good.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the Dow Jones is up, fintech companies are up, Nasdaq is up, and so is Bitcoin, BNB, and Ethereum. So that's bullish. Another thing big happened today, Atlas. I kind of given you a hint. What do you think happened today in DeFi?
Hint.
Airdrop.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did see something you wrote me about that.
Yeah, so
I confused. I thought you were Arby's Burgers, not Arbitron.
Arby's Burgers. They're the best, huh? Good steaks. Yeah. So basically, we had Arbitrum start their airdrop feed, so you guys can. I've actually posted the link in DeFi link. So if you guys go to Arbitrum Foundation, you can connect your wallet there, and if you've been active on BNB or Ethereum or Polygon, you might be eligible for an airdrop. So it's worth checking out. And I liked Arbitrum's promo video for their sort of for their foundation. So I'm gonna play this. It's a minute long.
All in position. It's time. Commencing Operation Blend on my count. 3, 2, 1.
Dump it. Do they have the Bogdanov brothers in this one?
Over Arbitrum airdrop.
Let's build Arbitrum together.
There we go. I like the little meme-tastic advertisement. Really cool. They have a sense of humor.
Yeah,
really, really cool.
I really thought when he got on top of the of the building, and they were looking. It reminded me of Fight Club when they were blowing up the banks.
Yeah.
It does remind me of something like that.
Absolutely. So I want folks to kind of like we're seeing huge things, right? We're seeing layer 2 things. We've touched Arbitrum, and it's important for folks to understand the difference between optimistic rollups and ZK snark, so ZK rollups, and see that Arbitrum is one of the highest TVLs on DeFi Llama and in DeFi. I think it holds a liquidity of 1.46 billion on all chains, and I think their valuation is at $3 billion right now, $3 billion. So it's one of the most you can say the heaviest budget of I've seen on layer 2. I think they top Polygon as well in valuation. So no, actually no, I'm wrong. Polygon's up there, 8.66 billion. But yeah, Arbitrum's number 2 after that. So on optimistic rollup. So yeah, they have launched their airdrops, and I think they launch in like 2 weeks. I think their token launches in 2 weeks, and it's going to be proper bullish for Ethereum, for like anything to do with layer 2. And yeah, so I've posted some articles here so you guys can kind of read up on optimistic rollups versus zero knowledge rollups and understand how they differentiate in validation. And yeah, so I've put a article there. In other news, we have had some news on Binance's Voyager deal come through, and we've also had some moving of the Euler hacker. So the guy who had $200 million hacked this week. You know, he's actually given. So I'll give him one thing. So the hacker responsible for 196 million attack on Euler has begun moving funds to crypto mix. So he's been putting money through Tornado Cash. I think he's done about $1 million or $2 million in moving funds, and he's also he gave back some money to so Pegshield was a individual that lost about 100 ETH and thing worth about 165K. So he tweeted out to the hacker saying, you know, like if I don't get my money, my wife is, you know, that was the money for the house. So he tweets this out saying, my wife is going to kill me if we can't afford our house. Is there any way you can help me? I have no idea what to tell my wife. So he actually had his Ethereum sent back to him. So from the church. Yeah, so we've seen money given back to this one guy. We've seen $2 million, up to $2 million put through Tornado Cash. So everyone's following what the guy is doing here. So that's the update on Euler. The last thing I'm going to cover today is Ethereum, because we have a date for the Shanghai hard fork now. We had a month delay from it was supposed to be on this day. It was supposed to be the 15th of March. Ethereum was supposed to go through the Shanghai hard fork, and now we've moved it to the 12th of April. So, is that my computer or is that somebody else? Because it sounds like a countdown of some sort. It's me, right?
I think that's a sound effect from Atlas.
Yeah. No, this is an important day. April the 12th. As I said, this is the year of like staking and ROI dApps. So Ethereum will have some tokens unstaked from like people from Beacon Chain, and then we will have more folks being able to stake on Ethereum. So Ethereum developers set a target date of 12th of April for its long-awaited Shanghai hard forks during an all-core thing. So Shanghai is looking at 12th of April. So we're looking bullish. Hopefully it keeps to this task. And yeah, I think that sort of covers the news. There's other news as well. If you guys want to check out like Doodles, is a NFT project that's moving into a more media company outlook, and yeah, so the owner of Doodles basically mentions that he's no longer they're no longer an NFT project, and he wants to move away from speculators. So he made this he put out this tweet here. Says, on Discord, on his Discord, he puts this announcement out saying, "We're trying to go from a startup to a leading media franchise. We're no longer an NFT project. The more time, money, resources we invest in the following latest build and public trends that fuel speculation, the less we have to achieve our long-term vision." So he's trying to kind of move away from the 100x army of flipping NFTs and wants to build more long-term. It's received a bit of a backlash from the crowd, saying that we sort of like gave you the place and now you're like betraying us in a way. But I appreciate the guy's move. I think stability over 100x is big. So this person, so Farmer Nash, like tweeted out, so Doodles got $50 million from seeds, then decided not to be an NFT project anymore. We're going to be a Web2 a business, and we don't care about our holders. So like there's a bit of backlash on the community there. So we'll keep track of that as well on Doodles. But I think that completes my DeFi sessions for today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Z. Another great DeFi session. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the conclusion of this recording. We'll stay after the recording for Q&A. See if anybody has any questions or comments. I want to thank everyone for coming out today to this new time schedule here for the ARK Podcast. Shout out to the winner of today's Spark Prize pool, as well as a shout out to the YouTuber, the Drip YouTuber. Welcome on board the ARK. Another one comes and joins us on this amazing journey with the smart money, calm, cool, and collected. We also want to thank the folks that are listening to the recording at a later time. We hope that you found the podcast educational as well as entertaining. We're going to be back tomorrow for another one. That'll be 3 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. UTC. We wish you all a wonderful remaining, the rest of your day. We always say good night before, but here's the day. Take care, folks.